Ever wondered why stress spelled backward is desserts? Maybe it's life's subtle way of saying when things go awry. Grab a chocolate cake. Now don't take that as a literal suggestion unless you're a chocoholic, of course. Stress, my dear friends, is like that one cousin who shows up uninvited to every family gathering. You can't avoid it, but you sure can handle it with grace, or in our case, with a dash of humor. And let's be honest, we've all had those days where our to-do list seems longer than a kid's Christmas wish list. It's in these moments when stress decides to make its grand entrance. But here's a fun fact. Stress isn't always the villain in our story. Sometimes it's just a misunderstood hero, pushing us to achieve our goals. So, let's embark on this journey of understanding stress, and maybe we'll find a way to turn it into our own personal dessert. Now, who said stress couldn't be sweet? If you're biting your nails right now, you might be more stressed than you think. Let's take a journey through the stress-scape, shall we? Now don't worry, I promise there's no pop quiz at the end. First stop on our tour, the land of endless nights where counting sheep turns into counting worries. Yes, insomnia, my friends, is a classic sign of stress. It's like your brain decides to throw a party, and you're not even invited. Instead, you're left tossing and turning, trying to catch those elusive Z's. Next up, we have the nail-biting capital. This isn't a fashion trend, folks. It's a billboard sign screaming, "Stress alert!" If your nails are looking like they've been through a paper shredder, it might be time to get off the stress train. Moving on, we arrive at constant worry central. It's like a broken record, except instead of replaying your favorite song, it's the same worry over and over again. If your thoughts are running in never-ending circles, it's a good bet that stress is your DJ. And let's not forget about Irritability Island. If a misplaced coffee mug has you ready to breathe fire, stress might be your unwelcome house guest. Irritability is like the stress version of a smoke alarm, telling you something's not quite right. Now, if you've been experiencing any of these symptoms, don't panic. Remember, stress is like a bad hair day. We all have them from time to time, but it's important to recognize these signs early on so you can take steps to manage it. So if you've been a human pretzel, twisting and turning all night, or if your nails are looking more like a construction site than a manicure, welcome aboard the Stress Express. Next stop, Stress Management Station. But that's a journey for another time. For now, let's just acknowledge that stress is real, and it's okay to ask for help when you need it. Remember, you're not alone in this. We're all on this crazy stress-filled roller coaster together. Now let's dive into the world of stress management, or as I like to call it, the Chillville. It's like a spa for your mind, folks, minus the fluffy robes and cucumber water. First up, we have deep breathing. Now, I know what you're thinking. I breathe every day. But this isn't your average run-of-the-mill respiration. This is deep breathing like you're trying to win a contest for the slowest breather. Inhale, hold, exhale. It's like a three-step dance for your lungs. And the prize? A calmer, cooler you. Next on our tour of Chillville, we've got visualization. Picture a peaceful place. Maybe a cozy cabin in the woods or a hammock on a tropical beach. Whatever floats your relaxation boat. Just remember, no stress allowed in these mental vacation spots. So, if a wild work deadline or unpaid bill appears, kindly ask it to leave. Then there's yoga. Now, I'm not saying you need to twist yourself into a pretzel or stand on your head. Simple poses, a little stretching, and some mindful breathing can do wonders. It's like a massage for your insides, and you don't even need to leave the house. And let's not forget about the power of a good laugh. Laughing is like a stress-busting superpower. So watch a funny video, tell a joke, or do a silly dance, whatever tickles your funny bone and gets those giggles going. Of course, there are many more techniques out there, from journaling your thoughts to sipping on some herbal tea, or even just taking a stroll in the park. The key is to find what works for you and make it a regular part of your routine. Remember, mastering these techniques is like learning to ride a bike. You might fall a few times, but eventually, you'll be doing wheelies in your stress management. And here's a fun fact before we wrap up. Did you know that stress in small doses can actually be good for you? It can help you perform under pressure and motivate you to do your best. But that's a topic for another day. For now, keep practicing those wheelies. Now that we've learned how to be the cool cucumbers in the face of stress, it's time to hear from you. We've all got our own stress battles to fight, and trust me, it's like a boxing match with a kangaroo. You never know where the next punch is coming from. But hey, that's what makes life interesting, right? So tell us, what are some of the stress symptoms you've been grappling with? Is it the classic clenched jaw, or perhaps the sleepless nights counting sheep? Or have you been stress baking so much that your kitchen now resembles a bakery? We'd love to hear your stories, and more importantly, how you've been managing it all. Now here's the part where I have to remind you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Why, you ask? Well, it's simple. Each time you click that like button, an imaginary stress ball gets squeezed somewhere in the world. And the subscribe button, that's your ticket to this community of stress busters. We're on a mission, folks, a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers by the 1st of June 2024. So let's make that happen. And remember, each click brings us one step closer to our goal. And now, before we wrap up and you go off to practice your newfound stress-busting techniques, I've got a little nugget of wisdom to share. Did you know that stress can actually improve memory? Yep, you heard that right. Apparently, our brains have a funny way of remembering stressful events more vividly. So, next time you can't find your keys, maybe just stress about it a little. Who knows, it might just help. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, when life gets tough, there's always chocolate cake. Be bold, my friend.